We'll call the special meeting of the town council for February 18th, 2015 to order at 4 o'clock. And we will do Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mike's not here to make a pause.
Yes. Well, and you're optimist because of the comment there, you just rip right through that.
You're supposed to.
I know. Okay, we have two items under new business. The first is resolution number 874, the matter of approving a short form of agreement between owner and engineer for professional services related to Lakeview Head Start project.
Okay, we have, Amy has the contract. You actually had the contract in your last meeting packet.
Yes.
So we didn't send it out again, but the reason that we didn't deal with it at our last council meeting is because that John needs to disclose, I guess is what it amounts to, a conflict of interest. This contract needs to have John's signature on it, that he's reviewed it for its content, the way it's been written, and because John represents Anderson Engineering in their business and also us, he needs, before he feels comfortable in acknowledging it in a signature spot for the attorney, that he needs to discuss that with us.
Right, it's attorney ethics prohibit an attorney in representing both sides of the legal issue, okay? And this contract is a contract between the town and Anderson Engineering. And on the signature page, there's a paragraph and a place for me to sign that says I've reviewed it, the execution is proper, that it's legally binding on both of the parties. So in effect, by signing this, I'm called on to represent both parties to the contract, which again is prohibited, but it can be waived. So I prepared a waiver of conflict of interest that says this waiver, and I'll read it hurriedly. This waiver is executed by and between the town of Lakeview and Oregon Municipal Corporation, referred to as the town, Anderson Engineering and Surveying, referred to as Anderson, and is extended to John H. Bogardus, attorney at law, referred to as attorney. It is acknowledged by the town and Anderson that both entities are represented by the attorney. It is further acknowledged by the town and Anderson that the attorney has been requested to review a short form of agreement between owner and engineer for professional services, and that's what it's titled, which is an agreement between the town and Anderson with respect to engineering and other professional services to be rendered by Anderson for the benefit of the town. It is also acknowledged that the attorney's review of said agreement will constitute a conflict of interest as far as his representation of both entities. It is lastly acknowledged that the town and Anderson execute this waiver for the purpose of consenting to such dual representation and waiving any conflict of interest with respect to the same. The waiver has been read by the parties and is executed freely and voluntarily. There's a place for Ray to sign and a place for Daryl to sign. And before we discuss the contents of the agreement or the legitimacy of the agreement, there needs to be a motion to approve in allowing Ray to execute the waiver.
Any questions or discussion on that?
I'd make a motion that we approve the waiver.
Authorize Ray to sign.
Authorizing the town manager to sign the waiver.
That sounds like I'll add that to it.
I'll second
Is there a second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, Daryl, if you could sign that. Okay, do I have the originals?
Actually, we've changed the date on the front so that we've got the right effective date as of today, John.
Okay.
And so, actually, Amy has the originals now.
All right, can I pitch these in?
Yes.
right, I'm assuming the council read the short form of agreement. Pretty standard. We're agreeing to pay Anderson, the town is agreeing to pay Anderson for his services, and the services are identified on pages 1 and 2. We're agreeing to pay him $145,000, okay, to be billed monthly, okay? And then there's a provision for additional services. I don't see anything complicated about it at all unless a dispute arises between the town and Anderson, and then we got problems. So, from a legal standpoint, again, the signature page authorizes, or asks me to review it as to the capacity of the parties to sign it, and whether it's a legally binding obligation on both of the entities, and as far as I'm concerned, if it's signed, it will be.
Just again, just for the record, this is with regards to the Head Start CDBG project. This is for the architectural and engineering services that are anticipated as the project is designed and built for inspection services and so forth. The fee is all part of the $1.729 million grant we have from the state of Oregon for this project. And so yes, that is the amount that's allowed in the contract, the CDBG contract for these services. So
To be paid monthly, what is it? Is there a certain installment plan or just?
As he bills.
No.
for the hours of service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other further discussion, questions?
The billing on a monthly basis will be his services. Once we get into construction, there'll be construction costs, various things. There's a report form that we fill out on a monthly basis. Actually, SCOED will be filling that form out, sends it to us for review and approval. I send it to the state's representative in Klamath Falls, who also reviews and approves it. Then we'll pay the bills, then it'll go to the state. And within a week to 10 days, we get electronically transferred. Just automatically, the money shows up in our account. So,
You,
yeah, everything works the way it's supposed to.
it's red tape.
We just got one today,
What do you
a small
think?
one, but, so it works. It's working.
Well, it'll happen. I don't know if the 10 days it'll happen.
Well, we got a new government now.
That's true.
Good difference. Okay.
Okay,
Any additional, Ray, comments from?
I think that's it for
Okay.
that.
Anyone else on the council? Entertain a motion for resolution number 784, or 874, excuse me.
I move that we approve resolution number 874 in the matter of approving a short form of agreement between owner and engineer for professional services related to the Lakeview Head Start project.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Resolution number 874 in the matter of approving a short form of agreement between owner and engineer for professional services related to the Lakeview Head Start project. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Well, thank you. I'm sure the Head Start organization is appreciative too, because this really isn't a town project. It's, the town is just the pass-through entity.
Yeah.
I know the school appreciated that when we did all that work on the school building, so it's good of the town to do that.
It'll be a nice addition to the Head Start program, for sure.
They're kind of crammed into their current.
Yeah.
It'll be a facility that's designed for the purpose. One other thing you can put down, although a little bit of a remote location there in the south end of town, it will help to encourage better development as time goes by there, because we'll have sidewalks and new structure and all the things that go along with that kind of creates some maybe a little more pride in the area. So it may help with the southern part of Lakeview as it grows.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the second item on the agenda, the
resolution number 875, in the matter of the Lakewood Town Council approving a well extension with the Utley Family Trust.
Okay, and this was on our agenda 3 weeks ago, maybe. We did not deal with it at that time. Mike Warren asked a couple of questions that I didn't feel comfortable answering in an open session. Couldn't, because this is involving litigation. So we postponed the decision until an opportunity to have further discussion about it, and when John was available to also discuss it with us. So we're at that point. I want to make sure that you've got an agenda that says that the executive session that we updated this morning, that this executive session, if you decide to have one, still want to have that, I assume you do, is under 192-662H, which is the section of the law that refers to litigations. Not, the other one was property transactions, I think, that the error that we had. So if you would like to go into executive session, and we can update you on where we are with this whole Utley well water rights issues, but we'll need to be in executive session to do that.
I think that's a good idea. We want to get the update on what's happened since our last meeting when we discussed this. So if we're in favor of that, I'll adjourn the executive session. Or I mean, excuse the regular, adjourn the regular session at 4:10, and we will be in executive session relating to ORS number 192.6602H litigation. Special meeting and continue discussion of resolution number 875 in the matter of approving a well lease extension. Any additional questions or comments from the council?
I think we need to move on with it.
Okay. Well, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve resolution number 875 in the matter of the Lakeview Town Council approving a well lease extension with the Utley Family Trust.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. And no further business, unless anyone has any comments, questions. We'll close the agenda, or close the meeting at 4:30.